Ayan, so good day everyone. So for today's discussion, we're going to discuss discrete and continuous random variable. So we have also the population and sample, and also i-continue po natin yan sa probability sampling and non-probability sampling po. Okay, so now let's talk about the discrete and continuous random variable. Okay, so first, what is discrete random variable? So discrete random variables, these are the variables with finite number of possible values or infinite numbers of values that can be counted. Okay, again, pag sinabi nating discrete random variable, these are the values that is counted. Ibig sabihin, nabibilang po natin siya. So, ano po ba yung mga example ng mga variables na nabibilang natin or values na nabibilang natin? For example, grade 11 students po sa NCA. Okay? Siyempre yon, alam natin kung ilan, nabibilang po natin kung ilan yung students. Ano pa po? Okay, so for example, grade 11 STEM students. Okay? 'Di ba nabibilang natin 'yon. Ano pa? Ilan yung boys sa grade 11 student? Ilan yung girls sa mga grade 11 students sa NCE? Okay? So that are examples of discrete random variable. Again, pag sinabi natin discrete random variable, there is a finite number po. And at the same time is nabibilang po natin yung mga variables. Okay, so an example po here is a number of phones produced by a company is a discrete random variable. Okay, bakit po? Kasi nabibilang naman natin, 'di ba? For example, sa isang company, ilan ba yung nagagawang phone sa araw na 'to, 'di ba? Nabibilang po natin siya. Kumbaga, meron po tayong exact amount. Okay? So, dito sa discrete random variable, hindi po tayo pwedeng magkaroon dito ng fraction, ng decimal, okay? So, dapat is exact number lang siya, whole number lang siya. Pag sinabi natin whole number, wala pong 0.5 dyan, wala pong 1/2 dyan, or kung ano-ano man. Okay? So, whole number lang po yung dito po sa ating discrete random variable. Okay? So, it has an infinite numbers of values. So, ibig sabihin, ito po ay nabibilang po. Okay? So, again, discrete random variable that is nabibilang and at the same time, wala pong decimal dyan, wala pong fraction, whole number lang po yung sa ating discrete random variable. Okay, next is the continuous random variable. Okay? So, kung sa discrete random variable po, that is counted and at the same time, whole number lang po yung pwede doon. Dito naman po sa continuous random variable po, okay? So, dito po is may fraction po siya. Okay? May fraction, and then po yung, meron din po yung true decimal. Ano po? And dito sa discrete random variable po, this is measurable naman. Okay. Continuous random variable, this is measurable. Okay. So, kung si discrete is countable, ibig sabihin nabibilang natin, dito naman sa continuous is na-measure po natin siya. Okay. So, ano po ba yung mga mini-measure natin? So, an example dyan is kung ano yung height mo. Ano pa? Kung ano yung weight mo, yung timbang mo. Ano pa po? Temperature. Ano pa po? Kumbaga yung mga binibili natin sa palengke. Andyan yung kilo ng manok. Naku po. Lahat ng mini-measure po natin or may decimal po, okay? That is the continuous random variable. Okay, so kagaya nga ng sinabi kong example kanina, andyan yung height of the students. Okay, so kung ano yung height mo, that is a continuous random variable. So, since, okay, it is possible or since the possible value po is the represent ng decimal. Okay, so for example, Ano po ba yung um, height mo. Okay? So, for example, yan is 5'11". Ayan. May mga 5'11", or minsan kasi into centimeter, pwede naman po. Ayan. So, anything na minimeasure natin that is continuous, random, variable. Okay? Hindi naman natin nabibilang kung ano yung height, di ba po? Hindi naman natin nabibilang kung ano yung weight natin. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag ganon po na measurable, that is continuous. So again, countable or nabibilang natin, that is discrete. And then yung measurable po, that is continuous, random, variable. Okay. So let's have an example po dito. So example number 1, a random variable has the following value, which is 7, 8, 10, 13, and 21. Okay. Is the random variable discrete or continuous? Okay. So, based sa ating given, okay. So, it is discrete ba or continuous? Okay. So, dito po, ayan, nabibilang naman natin. So, based on now the given po na nakikita natin, so the number of possible values of random variable is finite. So, ibig sabihin that is discrete random variable po. So, ibig sabihin, nabibilang din po natin. Yan po. 'Di ba? Okay, so as you can see, 7, 8, 10, 13, and 21. Ano po yung another clue dyan? Hindi siya nagdedecimal po. Or whole number po yung ating mga given na value. Okay. Ayun, kala ko tumigil. Okay, so next po is determine whether the recorded body temperature of a patient in a hospital is a discrete or continuous random variable. Ayan. So, temperature ang usapan natin dito. So, mostly, ano po ba yung mga temperature? 37.7, 38.9, 40.5, diba? Ganyan yung mga example ng temperature. Okay, so based on our given problem po, so the body temperature of a patient po may takes infinitely many possible decimal values. Okay, so pwede yan 37.8 degrees Celsius, 41.1 degrees Celsius, or 51 degrees Celsius. Okay, based pa lang sa mga given natin, pag sinabi natin temperature, so that is measurable, and at the same time po, hindi po yan whole number, so meron po mga decimal yan. So, ibig sabihin po, yung given po natin dito, this is continuous random variable po. Okay? So, I hope na nagkakaintindihan tayo dyan ha, sa ating discrete and continuous random variable po. So, meron tayong individual practice dito. Okay? So, separate activity ko na lang po yan for you. Ayan. So, again, discrete random variable, that's the random variables, which is the value is countable. Continuous random variable, which is the value is measurable. And that can take po a decimal or a fraction value. Samantalang discrete naman is whole number po tayo. Okay, so I hope na-clear po tayo sa pinagkaiba ni discrete and continuous random variable. Now, let's continue po the discussion for random sampling. Okay? Ayan. So, ayan. So, dito po sa random sampling, okay, pag sinabi natin random sampling, this is the collection po ng data. Okay? So, either between in entire population, okay, or sa subset nito, or sa subset ng population, which is yun po yung tinatawag po natin na sample po. Okay? So, ano po ba yung pinagkaiba ng sample and ng population po? Okay. Pag sinabi nating population po, that includes all of its element from a set of data. Okay, ulitin ko ha. It includes all of its element. So, for example natin, ayan. For example, sa NCA. Okay? Pag sinabi natin yung respondents natin, okay, pag sinabi natin population, ang usapan natin dyan is NCA students. Okay, for example yan ha, NCA students. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng students sa NCA. Population tawag natin doon. Okay, how about the sample? Pag sinabi kasi natin sample, this is sabi nga, subset. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, sa sample is magiging part siya ni population. Okay, let's have an example of sample po. Ang sample po is grade 11 student of NCA. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, okay, yung sample po natin ng grade 11 student ng NCA, students, NCA students po ba sila? Nagyan sa sample? Yes. Okay? So, I hope na nagigets niyo po yung point dito ha. For example, so ibig sabihin, si sample is part po siya na kinuha natin kay population po. Okay? So, sample consists of one or more data na kung saan drinon po natin yan sa population or kinuha natin sa population po. Okay? So, again, sample is a subset po or an incomplete set na kinuha natin sa population po. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, sample is part siya ng population po na kinuha po natin. Okay, so let's try to analyze po the following scenario and answer po natin kung ano nga ba yung population and sample po. Again pag sinabi ng population, yun yung kabuuan. Pag sinabi nating sample, that is a subset or ibig sabihin, part siya ni population po. Okay. So, for example, we have, as of May 6, 2020, the Department of Health recorded 131,786 unique individuals who got tested for COVID-19 out of approximately 109,369,019 Filipinos. Now, let's identify what is the population. Okay? So, the main clue here po, para malaman natin yung population, sinasabi ko nga, si population, this is the all or kabuuan siya. So, ibig sabihin, always remember na mas mataas po yung population natin kaysa sa sample. Okay? So, here po. Okay. So, ano po ba yung sa tingin nyo magiging population po natin dito? Okay? So, yes po. The population here is 109,369,019 Filipinos po. So, yun po yung ating population because we're talking about the Filipinos, okay, na kung saan nag-test na-record na tested na COVID-19 and na kung saan yun yung Filipinos na target. And out of that given population, ilan po ba yung nag-test ng COVID-19? Okay? So, ayan. So, we're talking about who are the samples. Okay? Hinahanap natin dito, sino ba yung mga samples natin? Sino ba daw yung mga yon? So, based on our problem, these are the Filipinos po na nag-test ng COVID-19. Okay? Nag-test if they are positive or negative po si COVID. Okay? So, yun yung naging target dito ng samples. Now, how many samples are selected? Okay, ilan po bang samples ang nakuha or sinelect po natin out of our population? Okay, so the samples here is 131,786 po. Okay, so yun po yung total of population natin. As you can see po, si 131,786 na nag-test ng COVID-19, okay, nag-test po if they are positive or negative sa COVID-19 is part po ni population which is 109,369,019. Okay? So, I hope, nagkakaintindihan po tayo dito sa ating population and sample po. Okay, now, Ayan. So now let's talk about the four types of random sampling. Okay? Kasi class, hindi tayo basta-basta pumipili lang or kumukuha lang kung or kung paano natin nakuha yung sample. Ano po? Hindi yung kunwari, oy, ikaw dito. Ikaw gusto kong sumagot dun sa tanong namin. Ikaw yung gusto kong maging respondent. So, halika dito. So, hindi po basta-basta ganun. Okay? So, we have different types po ng tinatawag po natin na random sampling. Okay? So, dalawa kasi to class eh. So, pag-usapan muna natin ngayon is the random sampling po. So, dito sa random sampling, we have four types, which is the simple random sampling, and then we have the systematic random sampling, we have the stratified random sampling, and the last is the cluster random sampling. Okay, let's differentiate po itong apat na to. Okay. So, pag sinabi po nating simple random sampling, this is the sampling, dito po yung sampling technique na kung saan, okay, you have the equal chance of being selected po. Okay. So, dito sa random sampling, for example, dito is uh, yung, for example, may tinatawag kasi tayong fish bowl. Okay? And then yung fish bowl po kasi na yun, okay, dun po nilalagay yung mga names. Ayan. For example, this one. Ayan. May nakikita kayong box dyan. Wait lang. Visible ba siya? Ayan. So, as you can see po, ayan. So, parang may box dyan. Ano po. Pero mostly is ginagamit nila is yung tinatawag natin na fishbowl na kung saan doon po sinaselect or nilalagay yung lahat ng names. Okay? For example, yung pangalan is isusulat po lahat sa names. Lahat ng name ng population, susulat yon. Kukunin nyo yung name and then nakasulat yon. And then lahat ng laman ng itong pinaka-fishbowl natin is name ng mga population. And then, dun sa population is bubunot po tayo, okay, na magiging sample po natin. Okay? So, it depends kasi. Meron tayong ginagamit, ano po, when it comes to quantitative research. So, meron po tayong ginagamit na formula para makuha kung ilang sample ang kukunin po natin sa ating population po. So, hindi basta-basta na, ay, gusto ko sample ang bunutin. Hindi po pwedeng ganun. Ano? So, pag nag-research na kayo for your quantitative research, so ituturo sa inyo yung formula na yon. Ano po? Pero isa-search ko muna yung formula. Sige, by next meeting, as papakita ko yung formula kung paano po kumuha or paano po yung tamang pagkuha ng total number of sample po ninyo galing sa population. Okay? So again, dito sa, let's go back sa simple random sampling. Okay? So dito po, so the piece of paper corresponds po sa each student as an element of the population. Okay? Again, so lahat ng, for example, list ng name, kung kunwari, grade NCA students. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng pangalan NCA students nandyan dapat sa bowl na yan. And then, from the bowl is bubunot po ng mga magiging sample po dyan. Okay? So that, yun po yung tinatawag natin na simple random sampling. And then, kung sino yung mga mabunot, sila po yung magiging sample po natin. Okay? So, I hope na-clear po tayo. O, diba, napakasimple lang siya. Tamang bunot lang. Kung sino yung mabunot, eda sila yung ating sample. Okay, so next po natin is yung ating pong tinatawag na systematic random sampling po. Okay, so dito po sa systematic random sampling naman, okay, from the word itself, there is a system or systematic po. So, ibig sabihin, meron po tayong sinusundan dito. Okay, so alam ko naman na most sa inyo is naka-experience nung especially face-to-face students, yung count 1 to 3. Ayan. Meron kasi mga ganun eh, count 1 to 3 and then kung sino yung pang number 3 sila yung magkakagrupo. So dito naman sa random sampling, for example, we have the list of name of NCA students, di ba? Kasi sila yung population natin. Example of population natin is NCA students. Okay? And then based dun sa list ng NCA students, bibilang tayo. For example, magbibigay ka ng number. For example, pang 7. Okay? So, ibig sabihin dun sa list, kada 7 or bilang mo ng 7, yung pang 7 na student is sila yung magiging sample mo. Okay? So, that is based on the or kung ano yung bilang na binigay mo, yun yung consistent interval ng kukunin mong sample. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, si number 7 is Juan de la Cruz. Okay. Si Juan de la Cruz is kasama sa sample ko. Okay. And then, count ulit. 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, si, ano ba? Ano ba magandang pangalan? Maria. Maria 1. Maria 1. Okay? So, kasama siya. So, every pang 7th na student na may bibilang mo, siya yung kasama sa iyo pong sample. Okay? So, clear po tayo dito sa systematic ha. Meron po tayong sinusundan dito na bilang po. So, it depends po sa kung pang gusto nyo, kung pang ilang student, yung mga gagawin yung sample po ninyo. Okay? Pwede kayong mag-select ng number. Okay? Baka naman, binigay everyone. Hindi, pwede yung 1 and 2. Mas maganda sana yung medyo may gap naman. But it depends po sa magiging total number of sample po ninyo. Okay? Baka naman kasi, excuse me, ang sample mo is 1,000 lang. Tapos, ang binigay mong number is every 100, diba? Hindi naman po pwede yung ganun po. Kalalayo po. Okay? So, next po tayo. Ayan. Counting. Okay, next is the stratified random sampling. Okay, so dito naman po sa stratified random sampling is dinedivide po natin sila. Okay, so here, yung population po natin is divided into different strata or yung division. So, yung pagkakahati-hati or yun po yung tinatawag natin na strata. Okay? And then, yung number of sample is ipipick po siya per each group. Okay? So, for example, ayan. For example is NCA students. Ayan. So, NCA students, so, syempre, hati-hati kayo hindi na kayo isang buo, di ba? So, hahatiin po kayo. O, for example, per section, hinati kayo. Ayan. For example, this is STEM, UMS, ABM, TVL. Okay? So, sa stratified random sampling, dapat each class po, okay, or each section sa inyo is magkakaroon ng sample. Okay, for example, sa STEM, ayan, let's assume na STEM si class A, si STEM, okay, so kukunin ko dyan si 1, tsaka si 5. Okay, and then, dun sa next class po sa UMS, ganun din. Kung kumuha ka ng dalawa sa STEM A, dapat ganun din po sa UMS. STEM A to. Sa STEM, dapat ganun din sa UMS and at the same time, ganun din sa ABM and ganun din po sa TVL. Okay? So, nagkakaintindihan po tayo. So, sa stratified, each group po, okay, is kumukuha po tayo doon ng ating sample. Okay. So, next po natin and the last po for our simple random sampling is yung tinatawag po natin na cluster random sampling. Okay? Kung sa stratified random sampling is per group, kumukuha tayo ng ating sample. Dito naman po sa cluster random sampling, okay, per cluster po ang pagkukuha dito. Okay? So, di ba, dinivide natin yung ating population into cluster or groups. And then, each cluster po ang bunutan. Okay? Kung ano lang yung nabunot na cluster, sila lang po yung magiging respondents. Okay, so for example, okay, so again, NCE students, sinati-hati kayo sa per section. Let's talk about grade 11 na lang. 11 STEM, UMS, TVL, and ABM. Okay, and then yung apat na yun is pagbubunutan. Kung ano yung nabunot na section, sila lang po yung magiging sample. Okay po. So, for example, ang nabunot lang na section is STEM and ABM. Okay. So, STEM and ABM is sila lang po yung magiging sample po natin. Okay. Kumbaga is per cluster po yung pagkukuha ng sample po. Okay. So, I hope na clear po tayo dyan sa ating cluster sampling. Okay. So, clear po ba tayo sa apat na yan? So, I hope na clear po tayo, nagkakaintindihan po tayo sa pinagkaiba ng simple, systematic, stratified, and cluster sampling po. Okay? So, kung meron po tayong tinatawag na probability sampling, okay, which is yun nga si simple, systematic, stratified, and clusters sampling po. Meron naman po tayong tinatawag na non-probability sampling. Okay? So, dito sa non-probability sampling, here po, yung sampling techniques po is hindi po, do not involve po to the random selection of data. So, dito po, okay, may dalawa po tayong example for the non-probability sampling. So, una po dyan is the convenience and pangalawa is the purposive sampling. Okay, ano po bang pinagkaiba ng mga yan? Okay, so pag sinabi po nating purposive sampling, okay, hindi ko nalagay, ito pala. Kala ko hindi ko nalagay yung meaning ng convenience. Okay, so first muna is the convenience sampling. So, pag sinabi natin pong convenience sampling, okay, this is depends po or nakadepende ito sa convenient ng iyong responder. Okay? So, dito is, ito yung sinasabi nila na hindi ka masyado mag-e-effort sa iyong research. 'Di ba? Kumbaga, kung ano yung convenient nung respondents mo, yun lang po. Okay? For example, hindi siya available para maging respondent mo. Okay? Or maging sample mo. So, hindi po siya pwede. Okay? Kung sino lang yung pwede or convenient sa time, sa place, or kumbaga sa available talaga, sila lang po yung magiging respondents mo. So, that is an example of convenient sampling. Okay? So, nakadepende yan sa convenience nila or kung availability ng mga students po na kakausapin ninyo. Okay. So, now, how about the purposive sampling naman po? So, dito sa purposive sampling naman po, okay, yung respondents are being selected based on the goal of the studies of the researcher. Okay, so ito po nakadepende po kung anong topic. Okay, so for example, your topic is about the ano ba? Anak ng mga OFW or yes, anak sila ng OFW, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin, your respondents is nakadepende kung ano yung topic mo, which is ang topic mo is is connected sa anak ng mga OFW. So ibig sabihin, ang magiging respondents mo lang or kukunin mong sample is yung mga anak ng OFW. Hindi ka pwedeng kumuha diyan ng anak ng mangingisda, magsasaka or ano man. So kasi kung ang topic mo is about sa anak ng OFW. So, dun lang po magfo-focus yung iyo pong study. Okay? So, that is the purposive sampling. Okay? It depends on the purpose of your study po. Okay? Hindi basta-basta na oh, gusto ko ito. Gusto ko siya maging respondents ko. Ay, hindi naman pala siya anak ng OFW. So, hindi po pwede yun. So, that is the purposive sampling. Okay, so again, so for our sampling, ayan, for non-probability sampling, we have convenience and purposive sampling. And for probability probability sampling, so we have four po, that is the simple random, systematic, stratified, and cluster sampling method. Okay? So if you're done na po to watch this video, kindly comment down below your name po and section para po alam ko na natapos mo po itong video na to. So that's all for today. So for your concerns po, kindly message me na lang po. Ayan. So for your thank you so much for listening and have a nice day to each and everyone. Goodbye po.